"Captain," called out Lieutenant Aiden Chen from his station, "I'm picking up an unusual energy signature at coordinates 227 Mark IV. Zora's interest peaked. They were deep in uncharted space, far beyond the boundaries of known human territory. "On screen, Lieutenant." The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a distant speck of light pulsing with an eerie blue glow. As the horizon's sensors focused on the anomaly, the image resolved into a sleek, crystalline vessel unlike anything in the human database. "It appears to be a drift, Captain," reported Commander Elara Frost, the ship's XO. "No signs of propulsion, and I'm detecting significant structural damage." Zora's mind raced through the possibilities. First contact situations were delicate, especially with a potentially damaged or disabled ship. Life signs. Aiken's fingers danced across his console. "One faint biosignature, Captain. It's weak and fluctuating." Decision time. Zora took a deep breath, weighing the risks against their duty as explorers and the potential benefits of peaceful first contact. "Helm, bring us alongside. Elara, prep a boarding team. Full containment protocols." As the horizon maneuvered closer to the alien vessel, its true scale became apparent. Despite the damage, it was a thing of beauty. Curves and angles blending seamlessly, its hull shimmering with an inner light. Zora led the boarding team herself, clad in an environmental suit, as they crossed the void between ships via a flexible docking tube. The alien vessel's airlock cycled open with surprising ease, as if welcoming them aboard. Inside, the corridors were bathed in a soft, pulsating light. The architecture was both familiar and alien, recognizable passageways and chambers, but constructed of materials that seemed to blur the line between organic and synthetic. "Life sign is coming from what appears to be the bridge, Captain," Elara reported, consulting a handheld scanner. They made their way through the ship, marveling at the advanced technology surrounding them. Holographic interfaces sprang to life as they passed, displaying incomprehensible alien script. The bridge was a cathedral of light and crystal. In the center, slumped in what could only be the command chair, was a figure. Zora approached cautiously, her heart pounding. The alien was humanoid, its skin a pale lavender, with delicate feather-like appendages where hair would be on a human. As Zora drew closer, the alien's eyes fluttered open, iridescent orbs that seemed to contain entire galaxies. "Hello," Zora said softly, knowing her words wouldn't be understood, but hoping her tone would convey peace. "We're here to help." The alien's eyes focused on Zora, a look of confusion giving way to what seemed like relief. It spoke, a melodic series of clicks and whistles that Zora felt in her bones as much as heard. Elara stepped forward, activating the universal translator they brought. It would take time to decipher the alien's language, but it was a start. The alien spoke again, and this time, broken phrases emerged from the translator. "Danger. Coming. Must warn." Before they could learn more, the alien lost consciousness. "We need to get them to sickbay," Zara decided. "Elara, have Dr. Potel prepare for an unknown species. I want round-the-clock security and containment protocols in place." As they carefully transported the alien to the horizon, Zora couldn't shake the feeling that they'd just stepped into something far bigger than a simple rescue mission. Back on the horizon, Dr. Amura Patel worked tirelessly to stabilize that alien guest. The sickbay hummed with activity as the medical team ran scans and administered treatments based on their best guesses of alien physiology. "Fascinating," Dr. Potel murmured, reviewing the latest test results. "Their cellular structure is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's almost as if they're in symbiosis with some kind of crystalline organism." Zara stood at the foot of the biobed, watching the alien's chest rise and fall with shallow breaths. "Will they survive, Doctor?" Amira nodded, her dark curls bouncing slightly. "I believe so, Captain. Their body is remarkably resilient. With a bit more rest, they should regain consciousness soon." As if on cue, the alien's eyes fluttered open once more. This time, they seemed more alert, taking in their surroundings with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Zara stepped forward, smiling reassuringly. "Hello again. You're safe now. We found your ship adrift and brought you aboard for medical treatment." The universal translator, now with more data to work with, conveyed her words in a series of musical tones. The alien's eyes widened in recognition. "I understand," came the translated response, the alien's voice carrying a melodic quality even through the device. "You are not Alkari." Zara shook her head. "No, we're humans from the planet Earth. I'm Captain Zara Vega of the exploration vessel Horizon. May I ask your name?" The alien attempted to sit up, and Dr. Patel rushed to assist. "I am Lizara, first luminary of the Celestial Harmony. Your kindness will not be forgotten, Captain Zara Vega of Earth." As Lizara regained strength, they shared their story. The Celestial Harmony was a peaceful confederation of species from a distant sector of the galaxy. They had been on a diplomatic mission when their ship was attacked by the Alkari, a warlike race bent on galactic domination. "We barely escaped," Lizara explained, their luminescent eyes dimming with a painful memory. "But not before learning of the Alkari's plans. They seek an ancient weapon, one capable of reshaping reality itself. If they succeed, no world will be safe." Zara felt the weight of this revelation settle on her shoulders. What had begun as a routine exploration mission had now become a pivotal moment in human history, and perhaps the history of the galaxy itself. "We'll help in any way we can," Zara assured Lizara. "But first, we need to report this to Earth's Central Command. They'll want to know about both the Celestial Harmony and the Alkari threat." As the Horizon set course for the nearest subspace relay station, Zara couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. Humanity had dreamed of first contact for centuries, but now that it had happened, the reality was far more complex and dangerous than anyone had imagined. Over the next few days, as they traveled through space, Lizara regained strength and began to explore the horizon under escort. The crew watched in fascination as the alien marveled at human technology, sometimes amused by its simplicity, other times impressed by its ingenious solutions. Zara found herself spending more and more time with Lizara, drawn to the alien's wisdom and ethereal beauty. They shared stories of their respective cultures, finding surprising similarities despite their vast differences. "Your species is young," Lizara observed one evening as they stood in the ship's observatory, gazing at the stars. "But there is a fire in you, a determination that burns brightly. It reminds me of the ancient legends of the Luminary." The horizon shuddered as another blast from the Alkari warship impacted its shields. Captain Zara Vega gripped her command chair, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. "Shields at 62% and falling," reported Lieutenant Chen, his fingers dancing across his console. "We can't take much more of this, Captain." Zara's mind raced. They were outgunned and outnumbered, but she refused to give up. Humanity had faced impossible odds before and emerged victorious. This would be no different. "Lizara," she turned to the alien diplomat standing beside her, "is there any way to communicate with them? To make them understand we're not a threat?" Lizara's bioluminescence pulsed with anxiety. "The Alkari do not negotiate, Captain. They conquer or destroy. It is their way." Just as hope seemed lost, Commander Ilara Frost's voice cut through the tension. "Captain, I have an idea. It's crazy, but it might just work." Zara didn't hesitate. "At this point, Commander, I'm open to crazy. What do you have in mind?" Ilara's plan was indeed audacious. Using the Horizon's advanced sensor array, they would create a holographic projection of a massive fleet surrounding the Alkari ship. It was a bluff, but if they could sell it convincingly, it might buy them the time they needed to escape. "Do it," Zara ordered, a glimmer of hope rekindling in her chest. The next few minutes were a flurry of activity as the crew worked to implement Ilara's plan. Lizara watched in amazement as the humans, despite their technological inferiority to the Arcari, refused to give in to despair. Suddenly, the space around the Arcari warship shimmered and came alive with the images of dozens of Earth vessels, all with weapons trained on the alien aggressor. "Open a channel," Zara commanded, her voice steady and authoritative. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing the bridge of the Arcari ship. The alien commander was a fearsome sight, reptilian features twisted in a snarl, eyes glowing with malevolence. "This is Captain Zara Vega of the Earth Alliance," Zara spoke, her tone leaving no room for argument. "You have engaged in unprovoked hostilities against a peaceful exploration vessel. Stand down immediately, or we will be forced to open fire with our entire fleet." For a tense moment, silence reigned. Then, to everyone's amazement, the Arcari commander's expression shifted from anger to uncertainty. They barked an order in their guttural language, and the attacks ceased. "They're powering down weapons," Chen reported, disbelief evident in his voice. "They're retreating," Ilara added, a hint of awe in her tone. "I can't believe it actually worked." As the Arcari warship turned and jumped to faster-than-light speed, a collective sigh of relief swept through the horizon's bridge. Zara allowed herself a small smile before turning to Lizara. "I believe we have much to discuss," she said softly. In the following days, as the horizon made its way back to Earth, Zara and Lizara spent countless hours exchanging information about their respective cultures. The cultural exchange was fascinating for both parties, revealing surprising similarities and stark differences. Lizara learned of humanity's turbulent history, their wars and conflicts, but also their resilience and capacity for growth. They marveled at the human ability to unite in the face of adversity, to push beyond their limitations and reach for the stars. "Your people remind me of a young luminary," Lizara remarked one evening as they shared a meal in Zara's quarters. "Full of passion and determination, yet still learning to harness your full potential." Zara, in turn, was captivated by the history of the celestial harmony. Lizara spoke of a confederation spanning thousands of years and hundreds of species, all working together in pursuit of knowledge and peace. "But how do you maintain harmony with so many different cultures?" Zara asked, genuinely curious. Lizara's bioluminescence pulsed gently, a sign Zara had come to recognize as thoughtfulness. "It is not always easy," they admitted. "But we have learned that our differences are our greatest strength. Each species brings unique perspectives and abilities to our collective." As they delved deeper into their cultural exchange, Zara found herself drawn to Lizara in ways she hadn't anticipated. The alien's wisdom, compassion, and ethereal beauty stirred something within her, a connection that transcended species. One night, as they stood in the horizon's observatory, watching the stars streak by, Zara felt compelled to voice her feelings. "Lizara," she began, her heart racing, "I know we come from different worlds, but I can't help but feel a connection between us. Is it just me, or do you feel it too?" Lizara turned to her, their iridescent eyes shimmering with emotion. "I feel it, Zara. Among my people, we believe in soul bonds that span the cosmos. Perhaps the universe has brought us together for a reason." As they gazed at each other, the vast expanse of space seemed to fade away. Zara leaned in, drawn by an irresistible force, and their lips met in a kiss that defied the boundaries of species and culture. But their moment of connection was short-lived. The ship's alert system blared to life, shattering the tranquility of the observatory. "Captain to the bridge," immediately, Ilara's voice came over the comm, urgency evident in her tone. Zara and Lizara rushed to the bridge, where a grim-faced Ilara awaited them. "We've received an emergency transmission from Earth," she reported. "The Arcari. They've launched a full-scale invasion of the Sol system." The news hit Zara like a physical blow. Earth, humanity's cradle, their home, was under attack, and they were light years away, unable to help. "How?" she demanded, struggling to comprehend the magnitude of the threat. Their ship retreated. How could they have mounted an invasion force so quickly? Lazara's bioluminescence dimmed with realization. The ship we encountered, it must have been a scout. They were probing your defenses, gathering intelligence. The implications were staggering. The Arcari hadn't been deterred by their bluff. They had simply bided their time, waiting for the right moment to strike. Set a course for Earth, maximum speed, Zara ordered, her voice tight with suppressed emotion. We need to warn the Alliance about the true nature of the Arcari threat. As the Horizon altered course, pushing its engines to the limit, Zara felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily on her shoulders. They had stumbled into a conflict that threatened not just Earth, but potentially the entire galaxy. Lazara, she turned to the alien diplomat, her expression grave. We're going to need the help of the Celestial Harmony. Can you contact your people? Let them know what's happening. Lazara nodded sullenly. I will do what I can, but I fear it may not be enough. The Harmony is vast, and its wheels turn slowly. By the time they mobilize, it might be too late. Zara finished the thought, her jaw set with determination. Then we'll have to find another way. Humanity has faced extinction-level threats before and survived. We'll do it again. As the Horizon raced towards Earth, Zara gathered her senior staff for an emergency meeting. They needed a plan, not just to defend Earth, but to strike back at the Arcari and show them that humanity was not to be underestimated. We're dealing with a technologically superior force, Zara began, addressing the assembled officers. But we have something they don't: unpredictability. The Arcari think they know what to expect from us based on their initial encounter. We need to prove them wrong. Ideas flew back and forth: unconventional battle tactics, repurposed civilian technology, even suggestions to weaponize some of Earth's more extreme environments against the invaders. As the brainstorming session continued, Lazara watched in amazement. The humans' creativity and adaptability in the face of overwhelming odds was unlike anything they had ever seen. It stirred something within them, a realization that perhaps the ancient luminary legends weren't so far-fetched after all. Captain, Lazara spoke up, their voice filled with a new resolve. I believe I know how we can turn the tide against the Arcari, but it will require combining human ingenuity with luminary technology in ways never before attempted. All eyes turned to Lazara as they began to outline a daring plan, one that, if successful, could not only save Earth but reshape the balance of power in the galaxy. As the Horizon neared the outer edges of the Sol system, the crew worked tirelessly to implement Lazara's plan. The ship's engineering bay had been transformed into a makeshift laboratory, human and alien technology melding in ways that pushed the boundaries of known science. Zara stood at the center of it all, coordinating efforts and keeping morale high. But in quiet moments, doubt crept in. They were about to attempt something unprecedented, with the fate of Earth, and perhaps the galaxy, hanging in the balance. In one such moment of uncertainty, Lazara found Zara alone in her ready room, staring out at the stars. You're troubled, Lazara observed, moving to stand beside her. Zara nodded, not bothering to hide her concern. What if we're wrong, Lazara? What if this doesn't work? I'm leading my crew, my people, into a battle we might not win. Lazara's hand found Zara's, their touch sending a warmth through both of them. In all my years of diplomatic service, I've never encountered a species quite like humans, they said softly. Your capacity for hope in the face of impossible odds, it's remarkable. If any race can pull off this plan, it's yours. Zara turned to Lazara, drawing strength from their unwavering faith. Together, she said, squeezing Lazara's hand. We'll face this together. As they shared a moment of connection, the ship's alert system activated once more. This time, however, it wasn't a warning. It was a sign that they had arrived. Captain to the bridge, Ilara's voice came over the comm. We've reached the Sol system, and you need to see this. Zara and Lazara rushed to the bridge, where a horrifying sight awaited them on the main view screen. The space around Earth was filled with Arcari warships, their weapons raining destruction on the planet below. But amid the chaos, points of light could be seen rising from the Earth's surface, humanity's defenders, refusing to give up even in the face of overwhelming odds. Zara's expression hardened with resolve. The moment of truth had arrived. It was time to show the Arcari and the galaxy what humanity was truly capable of. "All hands," she commanded, her voice ringing with authority, "battle stations. Let's remind these invaders why you don't mess with Earth." As the horizon plunged into the fray, Zara knew that the next few hours would determine the fate of not just her world, but of two civilizations and their newfound bond. Whatever the outcome, history was about to be made. The horizon streaked through the debris-filled space surrounding Earth, its advanced stealth systems, augmented by Lysara's luminary technology, keeping it hidden from Arcari sensors. On the bridge, Captain Zara Vega watched with a mixture of horror and determination as the battle for her homeworld raged. "Status report," she commanded, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding before them. Lieutenant Chen's fingers flew across his console. "Earth's orbital defenses are holding, but barely. The Arcari fleet outnumbers us at least 5-1. Our ground-based ion cannons have taken out 3 of their capital ships, but—" He trailed off, and Zara understood why. For every Arcari ship destroyed, 2 more seemed to take its place. "What about the evacuation efforts?" she asked, turning to Commander Ilara Frost. Ilara's expression was grim. "Proceeding as planned, but slowly. We've got civilian ships leaving atmosphere, but the Arcari are picking them off. We need to buy them more time." Zara nodded, her jaw set. "Then that's exactly what we'll do. Lysara, is the prototype ready?" The luminary diplomats stepped forward, their bioluminescence pulsing with nervous energy. "As ready as it can be, given the circumstances. But Zara, I must warn you. The risks are significant. We've never attempted to merge human and luminary technology like this before. The results could be unpredictable." "Unpredictable is exactly what we need right now," Zara replied, a hint of a smile playing at her lips. "The Arcari think they have us figured out. It's time to show them how wrong they are." She turned to address the entire bridge crew. "This is it, people. Everything we've worked for comes down to the next few minutes. Whatever happens, I want you to know, I couldn't be prouder of this crew. Now, let's make history." With a nod to Lysara, Zara gave the order, "Activate the harmonic resonance array." The ship hummed to life as the experimental device powered up. It was a fusion of Earth's most advanced quantum computers and luminary crystalline technology designed to do the impossible, create a localized field that would disrupt the Arcari's faster-than-light drives and weapons systems. As the harmonic resonance array reached full power, the horizon decloaked, revealing itself in the heart of the Arcari fleet. For a moment, everything seemed to pause, the Arcari, caught off guard by the sudden appearance of a lone Earth ship in their midst. Then, with a burst of energy that lit up space like a newborn star, the array activated. The effect was immediate and stunning. Arcari ships closest to the horizon began to drift, their engines sputtering and dying. Weapons fire fizzled out before reaching its targets. For the first time since the invasion began, the Arcari assault faltered. "It's working," Chen exclaimed, disbelief and joy mingling in his voice. "The array is destabilizing their systems across the board." Zara allowed herself a moment of elation before focusing on the task at hand. "Send the signal to Earth Defense Command. Tell them to concentrate all fire on the disabled ships, and get me a channel to the Arcari flagship." As Earth's defenders rallied, turning the tide against their would-be conquerors, Zara faced the Arcari commander on the main view screen. The alien's reptilian features were twisted with rage and disbelief. "This is Captain Zara Vega of Earth," she declared, her voice ringing with authority. "Your invasion has failed. Withdraw now, or face total destruction." The Arcari commander snarled, baring razor-sharp teeth. "Impossible. How did you?" What manner of weapon is this? Zara's expression remained impassive. One that proves you underestimated humanity and our allies. She gestured to Lizara, standing proudly beside her. The Archery's eyes widened in recognition. Luminary, you dare to interfere in our conquest. Lizara stepped forward, their luminescence bright and unwavering. The people of Earth are under the protection of the celestial harmony now. Your war ends here. For a tense moment, it seemed the Arcari might choose annihilation over retreat. But as more of their ships fell to Earth's reinvigorated defenses, the commander's resolve crumbled. This isn't over, the Arcari hissed before cutting the transmission. The bridge erupted in cheers as the remaining Arcari ships engaged their FTL drives, fleeing the Sol system. Earth was saved, at least for now. But Zara knew the celebration was premature. Don't get too comfortable, she cautioned her crew. This was just the first battle. The Arcari will be back, and next time, they'll be prepared for our tricks. As the immediate danger passed, the true scope of the conflict became clear. The Arcari threat extended far beyond Earth, endangering countless worlds across the galaxy. If they were to be stopped, it would require an alliance unlike any in human history. In the days that followed, Zara found herself at the center of a whirlwind of diplomacy. As the captain who had led the successful defense of Earth, she was tasked with representing humanity in talks with the celestial harmony and other alien races who now saw the Arcari as a common enemy. Lizara proved invaluable during these negotiations, bridging the gap between human and alien cultures. Their bond, forged in the heat of battle, grew stronger with each passing day. One evening, as they stood in the newly constructed Earth Harmony Embassy, overlooking the recovering cityscape of Geneva, Lizara turned to Zara with a thoughtful expression. Your people continue to amaze me, they said softly. In the face of near destruction, you don't retreat. You reach out, forge new connections. It's beautiful. Zara smiled, taking Lizara's hand in hers. We've learned that we're stronger together. This alliance, this union of different species and cultures, it's our best hope for survival. And maybe, just maybe, it's the key to something greater. Their moment was interrupted by the arrival of Admiral Kira Chen, Earth's newly appointed liaison to the Celestial Harmony. Captain Vega, Luminary Lizara, she greeted them with a respectful nod. The council is ready to begin the final session. Our future awaits. As they made their way to the council chambers, Zara couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at how quickly things had changed. Just weeks ago, humanity had been alone in the universe, unaware of the dangers lurking in the cosmic darkness. Now, they stood on the brink of joining a galactic community. The council chamber was a marvel of human and alien architecture, a physical representation of the alliance they were forging. Representatives from a dozen species sat around a circular table, their diverse forms a testament to the variety of life in the universe. Admiral Chen took her place at the head of the table, with Zara and Lizara flanking her. The Admiral's voice rang out, clear and determined. Distinguished representatives of the galactic community, she began, we stand at a crossroads. The Arcari threat looms over us all, but so does an unprecedented opportunity. Today, we have the chance to form an alliance that transcends our individual differences, that unites us in common cause. As the Admiral spoke, Zara surveyed the room. She saw hope in the eyes of the alien delegates, but also uncertainty. Forging this alliance would not be easy. Centuries of isolation and mistrust would not disappear overnight. When it was her turn to speak, Zara stood, feeling the weight of history on her shoulders. I'm not a politician or a diplomat, she began, her voice steady. I'm a starship captain, but what I've seen out there, among the stars, has shown me one undeniable truth. We are all connected. The same cosmic dust that forms your worlds flows in my veins. The same starlight that guides your ship's home shines on Earth. She paused, making eye contact with each delegate. The Arcari believe that conquest is the natural order of the universe, that the strong devour the weak. But I say we prove them wrong. Let us show them a strength they cannot comprehend, the strength of unity, of diverse peoples coming together, each contributing their unique gifts to create something greater than the sum of its parts. As Zara spoke, she felt Lizara's presence beside her, a silent support and affirmation. Their journey together had proven that bonds could form across the gulf of species and culture. Now, they needed to expand that understanding to encompass entire civilizations. "We have an opportunity here," Zara continued, her voice rising with passion, "to create not just an alliance, but a new way of existing in this vast universe. A community of worlds standing together against the darkness, exploring and growing together. The Arcari may have started this war, but together we will finish it. And when we do, we'll have laid the foundation for a future brighter than any single one of our species could have imagined." As Zara concluded her speech, a moment of silence fell over the chamber. Then slowly, it was broken by the sound of applause, not just from human hands, but from a variety of alien appendages. The energy in the room had shifted, hope and determination replacing doubt and fear. The rest of the session was a flurry of activity as the details of the alliance were hammered out. There were heated debates and moments of tension, but through it all, the spirit of unity prevailed. As the final agreements were signed, Lizara leaned close to Zara, their voice filled with wonder. "You did it," they whispered. "You've united them. Perhaps those ancient luminary legends about Earth weren't so far-fetched after all." Zara smiled, squeezing Lizara's hand. "We did it," she corrected gently. "All of us together. And this is just the beginning." As they left the council chamber, stepping out into a world forever changed by the events of the past weeks, Zara felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. The alliance had been formed, but the real challenges lay ahead. The Arcari would return, and when they did, this fledgling union of species would be put to the ultimate test. But looking at Lizara, seeing the hope and determination mirrored in the alien's iridescent eyes, Zara felt ready to face whatever the universe might throw at them. Together, they defied the odds once. With the combined strength and wisdom of their new allies, they would do so again. As the sun set over Geneva, casting the city in a golden glow, Zara and Lizara stood hand in hand, their gazes turned to the stars. Somewhere out there, the next chapter of their adventure awaited, and this time, they wouldn't face it alone. 6 months had passed since the formation of the Galactic Alliance, and the calm before the storm was coming to an end. Captain Zara Vega stood on the bridge of the newly christened Alliance flagship, the Harmony's Dawn, a marvel of combined human and alien technology. The ship represented the best of what the Alliance could achieve, sleek luminary crystalline structures seamlessly integrated with rugged Earth engineering, all powered by energy sources beyond anything humanity had previously imagined. Beside her stood Lizara, now serving as the official liaison between Earth and the celestial harmony. Their relationship had deepened over the months, becoming a symbol of the bridges being built between species across the Alliance. "Long-range sensors are picking up something, Captain," Lieutenant Chen reported, his voice tense. "A massive energy signature at the edge of the Proxima Centauri system." Zara's jaw tightened. They had known this day would come, had prepared for it, but the reality still sent a chill down her spine. "On screen," she ordered. The main view screen flickered to life, showing a vast armada of Arcari warships dropping out of FTL. It was larger than anything they had faced before. The Arcari had clearly been building up their forces for this moment. "Send the alert to Alliance Command," Zara commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation, "and signal the fleet. It's time to put our plans into action." As the crew rushed to battle stations, Zara felt Lizara's hand on her shoulder. "Are you ready for this?" the luminary asked, their bioluminescence pulsing with a mix of anxiety and determination. Zara nodded, covering Lizara's hand with her own. "As ready as we'll ever be. Let's show the Arcari what this alliance is made of." The next few hours were a blur of activity as the Alliance fleet assembled. Ships of various designs and origins took formation around the Harmony's Dawn. Earth cruisers flying alongside luminary crystal ships, joined by the organic vessels of the Xing Collective and the energy-based constructs of the ethereal synapse. It was a sight that would have been unimaginable just months ago. As the Arcari fleet approached, Zara addressed the assembled Alliance forces. "This is Captain Vega to all ships. The moment we've prepared for is here. The Arcari think they can break us, that our differences make us weak. Let's prove them wrong. Remember your training, trust in each other, and no matter what happens, don't give up. Together, we're stronger than any force in this galaxy. Let's make history." The space between the two fleets lit up with weapons fire as the battle began in earnest. The Arcari's numerical superiority was immediately apparent, but the Alliance forces fought with a coordination and adaptability that caught their enemy off guard. Earth ships provided heavy firepower, their advanced rail guns and missile systems punching through Arcari shields. Luminary vessels danced through the chaos, their crystalline structures refracting enemy fire while launching precise energy attacks. The Xing's organic ships released swarms of bioengineered fighter craft, overwhelming Arcari point defenses, and the ethereal synapse's energy constructs phased in and out of normal space, striking from impossible angles. On the bridge of the Harmony's dawn, Zara orchestrated the battle like a conductor leading a cosmic symphony. "Coordinate with the luminary cruisers," she ordered. "Use their refraction fields to amplify our main cannon's output. Xin squadrons, focus on taking out their flagship's engines. If we can immobilize it, we can turn the tide." Despite the Alliance's coordination, the sheer number of Arcari ships began to tell. Reports of casualties and destroyed ships flooded in, each loss a painful reminder of the cost of this conflict. "Captain," Ilara called out, her voice strained. "We've lost contact with the Xen hive ship Eternal Bloom. The Arcari are pushing through Sector 7. Zara's mind raced, analyzing the tactical display. They needed something to change the equation, to disrupt the Arcari's numerical advantage. Then, an idea struck her, crazy, dangerous, but potentially game-changing. "Lizara," she turned to her partner, "the harmonic resonance array we use to defend Earth. Could we modify it to work on a larger scale?" Lizara's eyes widened as they grasped Zara's plan. "It's possible, but the energy requirements would be enormous. We'd have to channel power from the entire fleet, leaving us vulnerable." "And if it works?" Zara pressed. "If it works," Lizara replied, their bioluminescence brightening with excitement, "we could disrupt the Arcari fleet systems across a wide area. But Zara, the risks are worth taking," Zara finished. She turned to her crew. "Begin the modifications. Signal the fleet. We're initiating Operation Cosmic Harmony." As the battle raged on, the Alliance ships began to shift formation, creating a massive, interconnected energy web with the Harmony's dawn at its center. The Arcari, sensing a change in tactics, intensified their assault, trying to break through before the Alliance could complete whatever they were planning. Arcari battle group breaking through on Vector 227, Chen reported, his voice tight with tension. "They're making a run for Earth." Zara's hands clenched on the arms of her command chair. "Not on our watch. Divert power from non-essential systems. We need that array online now." The ship shuddered as Arcari weapons fire impacted their shields. Warning klaxons blared as systems across the ship strained under the pressure. "Array at 95% charge," Ilara called out. "But our shields are failing. We can't take much more of this." Zara stood, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. Everything hinged on the next few moments. "Lizara, with me," she ordered, moving to the array's control station. "We'll initiate the sequence together." As Zara and Lizara placed their hands on the control interface, a fusion of Earth tactile technology and luminary psychic resonators, time seemed to slow. In that moment, Zara felt a connection not just to Lizara, but to every being in the Alliance fleet, human, luminary, Xen, ethereal, all united in this desperate bid for survival. "Now," Zara commanded, and together, they activated the harmonic resonance array. A wave of energy unlike anything seen before erupted from the harmony's dawn, expanding outward in a sphere of shimmering light. As it washed over the Arcari fleet, ships began to falter, their systems disrupted by the harmonic frequencies. But the effect wasn't limited to the enemy. Alliance ships shuddered as the energy wave passed through them, their own systems fluctuating wildly. "Report," Zara called out as the bridge lights flickered. "The array worked," Chen responded, his voice filled with awe. "Arcari ships are dead in space, but our fleet, we've lost power across the board. We're sitting ducks." Zara's mind raced. They had gambled everything on this move, and now both fleets hung in the balance, temporarily crippled by the array's effects. "Reroute all available power to shields and life support," she ordered, "and get me a channel to the Arcari flagship. It's time to end this." As systems slowly came back online, the main view screen flickered to life, showing the bridge of the Arcari command ship. The alien commander's reptilian features were contorted with a mix of rage and disbelief. "This is Captain Zara Vega of the Galactic Alliance," Zara began, her voice steady and resolute. "Your fleet is disabled. Your invasion has failed, but it doesn't have to end in more bloodshed." The Arcari commander snarled, baring razor-sharp teeth. "You think this changes anything, human? We will rebuild. We will return. The galaxy will be ours." Zara shook her head, a sad smile on her face. "You still don't understand. Look around you. See what we've accomplished here today. Races from across the galaxy, setting aside their differences to stand against tyranny. We beat you not because we're stronger individually, but because we're stronger together." She paused, letting her words sink in. "I'm offering you a choice. Surrender now, join us in building a better future for all species, or face destruction. The alliance you see before you is just the beginning. Every world you threaten, every species you try to conquer, will stand with us. You can't win this war, not in the long run." A tense silence fell over both bridges. The Arcari commander's eyes darted back and forth, clearly wrestling with the decision. Zara held her breath, acutely aware that the fate of countless lives hung in the balance. Finally, the Arcari's shoulders slumped in defeat. We surrender," they growled, the words clearly painful to utter. A cheer went up across the Alliance fleet as the news spread. The Arcari threat, which had loomed over the galaxy for so long, had finally been neutralized. As the post-battle operations began, rescue missions, damage control, securing Arcari prisoners, Zara found a quiet moment with Lysara in her ready room. "We did it," she breathed, the reality of their victory still sinking in. "We actually did it." Lysara nodded, their bioluminescence pulsing with a warm glow. "You did it, Zara. Your vision, your willingness to reach out across the stars, you've changed the course of galactic history." Zara shook her head, taking Lysara's hands in hers. "We did it. All of us together. This victory belongs to every being who chose unity over division, hope over fear." As they stood there, the vastness of space visible through the room's viewport, both felt the weight of the moment. They had faced extinction and emerged victorious, not through superior firepower or advanced technology, but through the strength of diversity and cooperation. "What happens now?" Lysara asked softly. Zara smiled, her eyes fixed on the stars beyond. Now we build, we learn, we grow. The Arcari threat brought us together, but it's up to us to create something lasting from this alliance. A true galactic community." As if in response to her words, a transmission came through from Alliance Command. New orders not for battle, but for a mission of exploration and diplomacy. The Harmony's dawn was to lead a mixed-species expedition into uncharted space, seeking out new civilizations to join their growing family of worlds. Zara's heart swelled with excitement and pride. This was why she had joined Starfleet, why she had reached out to Lysara in that first fateful encounter. Not for war, but for discovery, for connection. "Well," she said, turning to Lizara with a grin, "shall we see what's out there?" Lizara's answering smile was radiant. Together, they replied, squeezing Zara's hand. As the Harmony Storm prepared for its new mission, Zara knew that challenges lay ahead. Building trust between species, navigating cultural differences, facing unknown dangers in the depths of space, it wouldn't be easy. But looking at the diverse crew around her, human and alien working side by side, she felt ready for whatever the universe might throw at them. The battle was over. The real adventure was just beginning. Greetings, children of the younger races. I am the curator, caretaker of the sanctuary of slumbering stars. For eons we have slumbered, preserving the legacy of countless civilizations. But now a great threat looms, one that could unravel the very fabric of space-time. We require your aid. Zara stepped forward, her voice firm but respectful. I'm Captain Zara Vega of the Galactic Alliance. We stand ready to help. What is this threat you speak of? The curator's form shimmered, projecting images of a terrifying force, tears in the fabric of reality, entire star systems being consumed by encroaching darkness. The Void Bringers, the curator explained, entities from beyond the boundaries of our universe. They seek to unmake all that is, returning existence to primordial chaos. The precursors foresaw their coming and created the sanctuary as a failsafe. But now the Void Bringers have found us. Our defenses weaken. If the sanctuary falls, countless species, the legacy of entire galaxies, will be lost forever. The gravity of the situation settled heavily on the bridge crew. This was beyond anything they had faced before, a threat not just to their alliance or their galaxy, but to the very nature of existence itself. Zara's mind raced, considering their options. They were just one ship, far from Alliance space, but they carried with them the combined knowledge and technology of multiple advanced civilizations, and more importantly, they carried hope. Curator, Zara said, her voice filled with determination, the Galactic Alliance stands with you. We'll do everything in our power to protect the sanctuary and stop these Void Bringers. What do you need from us? The curator's form pulsed with what seemed like relief. Your arrival was foretold, though its timing was uncertain. There is technology here, left by the precursors, that can seal the breaches the Void Bringers are using to enter our reality. But it requires the combined energy and harmony of multiple sentient species to activate. Lizara stepped forward, standing beside Zara. Our ship, our crew, we represent a union of different races working together in harmony. Perhaps this is why we were drawn here. The curator's form brightened. Yes, the resonance of your combined life energies could be the key. But be warned, activating the precursor technology will place an immense strain on your physical forms. The risk is great. Zara looked around at her crew, human, luminary, Zin, and others, seeing in their eyes the same resolve she felt. We understand the risks, she said firmly. And we accept them. The diversity of life is worth protecting, no matter the cost. With the curator's guidance, the Harmony's Dawn docked with the ancient station. As they worked to integrate their systems with the precursor technology, the first signs of the Void Bringer's approach became visible. Reality itself seemed to warp and twist at the edges of the pocket universe. We don't have much time, Ilara reported, her hands flying over the controls. Those breaches are growing larger by the minute. Zara nodded, taking her place at the center of the precursor device, a massive crystalline structure that hummed with latent energy. Around her, in a circle, stood representatives from each species in her crew. Remember, she said, meeting each of their eyes in turn, we're stronger together. Whatever happens, hold on to that connection. Let the harmony of our unity be our strength. As one, they placed their hands on the crystal. The effect was immediate and overwhelming. Zara felt her consciousness expand, merging with those of her crew, with the curator, with the countless sleeping souls in the sanctuary. In that moment, she understood the true scope of what they were fighting for. the infinite potential contained within each living being, each unique perspective adding to the grand tapestry of existence. Energy coursed through them, raw and primal. Zara gritted her teeth against the pain, feeling as if her very atoms were being torn apart and reassembled. But through it all, she held onto the connections, to Lizara, to her crew, to the ideals that had brought them all together. Outside, space itself seemed to convulse. The encroaching darkness of the void bringers collided with waves of pure creation energy emanating from the sanctuary. It was a battle on a scale beyond comprehension, the very foundations of reality hanging in the balance. Just when it seemed they could endure no more, when the strain threatened to overwhelm them, Zara felt a surge of something. Not quite energy, not quite emotion, but a force more fundamental than either. It was as if the combined will of every species they were fighting to protect reached out across space and time, lending them strength. With a final, monumental effort, Zara and her crew pushed that energy outward. A blinding light erupted from the sanctuary, expanding in a shockwave that rippled across the pocket universe and beyond. When the light faded and they could see again, the threat was gone. Where tears in reality had loomed, now there was only the serene beauty of the sanctuary's protected space. The curator's voice echoed in their minds, filled with gratitude and awe. "You've done it. The void bringers are sealed away, the breach is closed. The sanctuary, and all the life it protects, is safe." As the crew of the Harmony's Dawn recovered from the ordeal, a sense of wonder settled over them. They had faced an existential threat and emerged victorious, not through superior firepower or advanced technology alone, but through the strength of their unity and the power of life itself. In the days that followed, as they prepared to return to Alliance space, Zara and her crew were given access to some of the sanctuary's vast stores of knowledge. The curator warned them to use it wisely, to guide the younger races towards harmony rather than conflict. As they stood on the observation deck, watching the swirling energies of the anomaly that would take them home, Zara turned to Lizara. "You know," she said softly, "when I joined Starfleet, I never imagined anything like this. Saving entire species, battling cosmic horrors, it's a long way from patrolling the Sol system." Lizara's bioluminescence pulsed warmly. "The universe is vast and full of wonders, Zara. But what we've built, this alliance, this harmony between different species, that might be the greatest wonder of all." Zara nodded, taking Lizara's hand in hers. As the Harmony's Dawn prepared to depart, carrying with it the hopes of countless civilizations and the key to a brighter future, she felt a profound sense of purpose. The battle against the Void Bringers was over, but their journey was far from finished. Out there in the cosmos, more adventures awaited, more chances to grow, to learn, to forge connections across the stars. As they passed through the anomaly, returning to the familiar space of the Galactic Alliance, Zara knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them the same way they had faced every obstacle so far, together, as one united force, stronger in their diversity than any power that sought to divide them. The Harmony's Dawn streaked across the stars, carrying with it the promise of a new age of exploration, cooperation, and hope for all sentient beings. The Harmony's Dawn emerged from the anomaly, the familiar stars of Alliance space twinkling around them. Captain Zara Vega let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. They were home, but everything had changed. "Status report," she called out, her voice steady despite the whirlwind of emotions she felt. Lieutenant Chen's fingers danced across his console. "All systems nominal, Captain. We're receiving welcome signals from nearby Alliance outposts. They're calling us heroes." Zara allowed herself a small smile. "We did what anyone would have done in our position. Ilara, please send a brief report to Alliance Command. Tell them we've made a significant discovery and request an emergency council meeting." As the Harmony's Dawn made its way to Earth, news of their adventure spread like wildfire across the Alliance. By the time they arrived, a huge crowd had gathered to welcome them home. Representatives from every member species of the Alliance were present. Their diverse forms a testament to how far they'd come since those first, tentative days of cooperation. The debriefing lasted for days. Zara, Lizara, and key members of the crew recounted their experiences in the Sanctuary of Slumbering Stars, their battle against the Voidbringers, and the ancient knowledge they'd been entrusted with. Scientists, diplomats, and military strategists pored over every detail, recognizing the profound implications for the future of not just the Alliance, but all life in the galaxy. On the final day of the debriefing, Zara found herself standing before the full Alliance Council. The chamber was packed, with holographic representations of distant leaders flickering alongside those physically present. Admiral Kira Chen, her face lined with the weight of command, but her eyes bright with excitement, addressed the assembly. Captain Vega, on behalf of the Alliance, I want to commend you and your crew for your extraordinary service. The knowledge you've brought back from the Sanctuary could revolutionize our understanding of the universe, but it also presents us with a great responsibility. The question before us now is, how do we proceed? Zara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of countless lives resting on her next words. She thought of everything they'd been through: the formation of the Alliance, the battle against the Arcari, and their cosmic encounter in the Sanctuary. Each challenge had taught them the same fundamental lesson. Distinguished representatives of the Alliance, she began, her voice clear and resolute. What we found in the Sanctuary of Slumbering Stars was more than just advanced technology or ancient wisdom. We found a legacy, a trust placed in us by those who came before. The precursors created the Sanctuary to preserve the diversity of life in the face of unimaginable threats. In doing so, they passed on a sacred duty to those who would follow. She paused, making eye contact with various members of the assembly. We've been given a glimpse of the true scope of life in our universe. The Sanctuary showed us that every species, every unique perspective, adds something irreplaceable to the cosmic tapestry. Our differences aren't a weakness to be overcome, but a strength to be celebrated. Lizara stepped forward, standing beside Zara in a show of unity. The technology of the precursors is powerful, they added, their bioluminescence pulsing gently. But it pales in comparison to the power we discovered within ourselves, the power of harmony, of diverse beings working together toward a common goal. Zara nodded, building on Lizara's point. The Alliance was born out of necessity, a response to the Arcari threat, but it has become something far greater. We are no longer just a military coalition or a political convenience. We are the guardians of life's diversity, the torchbearers of a legacy that stretches back to the dawn of time. She could see her words having an effect, sparking excitement and determination in the eyes of the assembly. I propose that we use the knowledge gained from the Sanctuary not to set ourselves above other species, but to reach out to them. Let us expand the Alliance, not through conquest or coercion, but through understanding and mutual respect. Let us be the bridge between the younger races and the ancient wisdom of the precursors. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Admiral Chen leaned forward, her expression thoughtful. What you're proposing, Captain, is a fundamental shift in our mission. From a defensive alliance to a proactive force for unity in the galaxy, it won't be easy. There will be resistance, misunderstandings, perhaps even conflict. Zara stood tall, her conviction unwavering. Nothing worthwhile ever is easy, Admiral. But we've proven that together, we can overcome any obstacle. The Arcari taught us that division makes us vulnerable. The Sanctuary showed us the true power of unity. It's time we put those lessons into practice on a galactic scale. The debate that followed was intense, with representatives raising concerns and offering suggestions. But as the discussion progressed, a sense of shared purpose began to emerge. The Assembly recognized that they stood at a turning point in galactic history, with the potential to shape the future of countless civilizations. As the session drew to a close, Admiral Chen called for a vote. The result was unanimous. The Galactic Alliance would embark on a new mission, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to share the wisdom of the precursors, and to foster harmony among all sentient beings. In the weeks that followed, a flurry of activity swept across Alliance space. The Harmony's Dawn, now famous across the galaxy, was refitted and assigned as the flagship of a new exploratory fleet. Its mission: to venture into uncharted space, make peaceful contact with new species, and offer them a place in the growing galactic community. On the eve of their departure, Zara stood in her ready room, gazing out at the stars. Lizara entered, moving to stand beside her. Having second thoughts, the luminary asked gently. Zara shook her head, a smile playing at her lips. No, just reflecting. When I took command of my first ship, I never imagined anything like this. We're about to embark on a mission that could change the course of galactic history. Lizara's bioluminescence pulsed warmly. If anyone is prepared for such a task, it's you, Zara. Your ability to bring people together, to find common ground among diverse perspectives, it's a rare and precious gift. Zara turned to face her partner, taking Lizara's hands in her own. I couldn't do any of this without you, you know. You've opened my eyes to possibilities I never dreamed of. Whatever comes next, I'm glad we're facing it together. Their moment was interrupted by a chime from the bridge. Captain to the bridge. Elara's voice came through the comm. We're ready to depart. Hand in hand, Zara and Lizara made their way to the bridge. As the doors slid open, Zara was struck once again by the diversity of her crew. Humans worked alongside luminaries, Xin, and a dozen other species, each bringing their unique strengths to the mission. Taking her place in the command chair, Zara looked around at her crew, not just colleagues now, but family. Well, she said, a hint of excitement in her voice, shall we see what's out there? Grins and nods answered her from around the bridge. Zara turned to face the view screen, the vast expanse of unexplored space stretching out before them. Helm, set course for the Andromeda sector. Let's introduce ourselves to the neighbors. As the Harmony's Dawn jumped to FTL, streaking away into the unknown, Zara felt a profound sense of hope. They carried with them not just the legacy of the precursors or the strength of the Alliance, but a vision of a united galaxy where the brilliance of every unique being could shine. The journey ahead would not be easy. There would be challenges, misunderstandings, and conflicts to overcome. But Zara knew that whatever they faced, they would face it together. The true strength of the Alliance lay not in weapons or technology, but in the bonds they had forged, the understanding that in the vast cosmic tapestry, every thread was vital, every perspective valuable. As the stars streaked by outside, Zara allowed herself a moment to marvel at how far they'd come. From a chance encounter with a damaged alien ship to the cusp of a new era of galactic cooperation. It was more than an adventure, it was the dawn of a new age. The Harmony's Dawn carried with it the hopes and dreams of countless beings across the galaxy, and as they ventured into the unknown, Zara and her crew were ready to write the next chapter in the grand cosmic story, a tale of unity, discovery, and the boundless potential of life in all its wondrous diversity. The adventure was just beginning, and the stars beckoned, full of promise and possibility.